We're happy and we're singing and we're colored. Give me a high five.
Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live, the best show on the internet for you by us. Bro Talk, we're always on the mark. It's your main man, Jason. It's weird. I can't pass it to my main man. That's because he's not here. Because the hurricane took him out. Like hurricane, what's the hurricane's name? Isaiah's?
Yeah.
Ezekiel?
Ezekiel took Dex out of here.
Oh yeah. So Dex is currently underwater. Is he signing on now?
The problem is Dex keeps not wanting to pay Comcast, and we know it. So we need to just go ahead and call a spade a spade. If your checks ain't cashing no more, then your checks ain't cashing. Go ahead and call us up, call the boys up. We'll, crowdsource your little coins, and we'll get you. Listen, people out here buying cars, houses, and whatnot for other people. We'll pay your cable bill, Dex.
No, be honest, Dex is lazy because I offered Dex a space in my home.
You sure did.
I have more than enough internet for the both of us. And he decided that he didn't want to join us.
Well, he said he was trapped. Like his street was all blocked off with trees on both sides.
He's not trapped because we were out rescuing people. Had he been trapped, we would have pulled him out from under the gutter.
Got you. Tyler God, how are you?
I'm good. Since Dex isn't here, I do have a small little story. It's nothing too serious. But I finally got in contact with my orthodontist after forever. I hadn't seen him since April. And I'm talking to him because I'm thinking we're wrapping this whole thing up because now this is 3 years with braces on. And he goes, yeah, we got a long road ahead of us. No, we have a long road behind us. We don't have a long road ahead of us. I don't know what's going on. But if I don't have the best teeth in America after this, he's going to have to fight me.
I mean, it's possible. Bill, how are you, sir?
First and foremost, I need everybody to understand Black Lives
Matter
or get those people who killed Breonna Taylor. We need justice. But
there is an investigation open for the Breonna Taylor thing now, which is the ball has moved.
Okay, no, there doesn't need to be an investigation open. They've already passed the law in her name. They've already banned things in her name. We need an investigation into why Brandy and Whitney Houston Cinderella is not on Disney Plus. That's what we need an investigation into. We need justice for Breonna Taylor.
We already know what happened. I mean,
we know what happened. We don't know why Brandy's version, the best version of Cinderella, is not on Disney Plus, and that's what we need to know.
Oh, look who's here. Dex, do we have voice for you?
You want to be Whitney Houston so bad trying to Skype in.
Do we have voice, Dex?
No, he said it's not working. He texted us. Let's push forward.
Okay, I guess
he's
currently under the. I guess the microphone doesn't work when he's under the water, so that's all we're going to get from Dex today. So technically, does this end his streak of not missing a show? If he's actively,
he wants to be the Undertaker so bad. No,
he doesn't want to miss a show, so he can say, technically, my name popped up, and it counts, and it does not count.
Does not count. You are not here.
If you want to join the show, hit us up in the comments section on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to send your well wishes to Dex, you can send them there as well, and we will make sure that he sees them. Dex, if you want to participate in the show as well through the chat, I guess we could put your takes up and get your.
It will count against you. You are not here. You are not here. Period.
He's still doing pretty. Who's the active leader in absences?
Me.
William Chauncey.
Oh yeah, you missed the whole summer. You're right. Time for
defending America's honor. You're welcome. Thank you for my service. You're welcome.
Go ahead, Fatima.
You better leave my man alone.
I know that's right. That's what I'm trying to say.
You better go rescue your man. Why ain't he over there with you? You seem like you got internet.
You ain't got enough internet for y'all?
Seem like you got internet. Felicia, you over here commenting on us. A little segment we're going to call racial chat rooms in honor of Doja Cat. It has nothing to do with Doja Cat. But yeah, racial chat rooms. Dex is going off. Count your days. Is that the Philadelphia Energy and Commerce Society? Or what does that stand for?
They know what it stands for.
The electric?
The electric. Pico is the electric company.
Okay. NBA player Jonathan Isaac came under criticism last week after standing while his teammates knelt, all of his teammates knelt for the national anthem. He also did not wear the Black Lives Matter t-shirt provided to him by the league. When asked after the game why he's being so ornery about the whole thing, this is what he had to say.
Two-part question for you. So you didn't kneel during the anthem, but you also didn't wear a Black Lives Matter shirt. Do you believe that Black Lives Matter?
Absolutely. I believe that Black Lives Matter. A lot went into my decision, and part of it is, first off, is my thought that, kneeling or wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt don't go hand in hand with supporting Black lives. And so I felt like, just me personally, what it is that I believe in, standing on the stance that I do believe that Black Lives Matter, but I just felt like it was a decision that I had to make, and I didn't feel like putting that shirt on and kneeling went hand in hand with supporting Black lives, or that it made me support Black lives or not. I believe that for myself, my life has been supported through the gospel, Jesus Christ, and that everyone is made in the image of God, and that we all fall short of God's glory, and that each and every one of us, each and every day, do things that we shouldn't do. We say things that we shouldn't say. We hate and we dislike people that we shouldn't hate and dislike. And sometimes it gets into a point where we point fingers about whose evil is worse. And sometimes that comes down to simply whose evil is most visible. So I felt like I wanted to just take a stand on. I feel like we all make mistakes, but I think that the gospel of Jesus Christ is that there's grace for us, and that Jesus came and died for our sins, and that if we all will come to an understanding of that and understand that God wants to have a relationship with us.
So yeah, brought God into the whole thing. I don't know what it had to do with anything. Taylor Rooks, who did the interview, she actually did try to follow up with him and ask him, what does that have to do with, what does God or religion have to do with, Black people getting killed by police? And he really just kind of repeated the same thing and said, we've all fallen short. People kind of excoriated him because, he didn't really make sense with what he was saying. Like, people had an issue with it, and because he wasn't unified. And then the day later, next time he took the court after that, he tore tendon in that same knee, his ACL.
Oh, I know that's right.
Ty, we cannot.
I don't like ugly.
Ty.
He said, don't bring me into this.
And so everybody, kind of had that same reaction that Ty initially had before feeling sorry for the kid. And there were people who took delight in it, claiming that it was divinely ordained, like Ty did. But he's not the only person who isn't taking a knee. Spurs head coach Greg Popovich and his assistant Becky Hammond both have been very vocal about Black Lives Matter, have been some of the loudest critics of Trump over the years. They actually stood for the anthem, citing personal reasons, so they didn't really want to explain it, as well as another NBA player, Myers Leonard, who referenced his military family and his brother, who is currently in the Marines, as his reason. The later three, however, did, as you see, wear the Black Lives Matter t-shirt, unlike Jonathan Isaac. NBA legend and commentator Charles Barkley had this to say about those who stand. The national anthem means different things to different people. I'm glad these guys are all unified, but if people don't kneel, they're not a bad person. I want to make that perfectly clear, adding that no one should be vilified for standing. So has it become now more courageous for people to kneel? I mean, for people to stand for the anthem instead of kneeling, as it was when Kaepernick did it. Like, is it like a whole thing where people are now going to be the brave ones for standing? Like, how have they flipped that so easily?
I am so agitated by this whole thing. Like, this really, really, I want to okay, I am in agreement with Charles Barkley. You should not be vilified if you don't kneel, if you're like not throwing up the black power fist, if you're like not wearing a gold ankh on your neck, if you don't have Amin Ra tattooed across your chest. Okay. Like, all right, we get it. Okay. Maybe this person wants to stand for the national anthem. This person doesn't want to. Okay, we get it. How about now? This is mind blowing, but go with me for a second. Let's just change up some of these laws so we don't have to worry about people kneeling. I know, crazy. Wow.
Right. I mean, I'm in agreement there. It's like we get caught up in this. that takes away from the narrative of what is actually important, doesn't it? It's like, oh, this person didn't kneel, this person did kneel, this person's not wearing the Black Lives Matter t-shirt, this person is wearing a t-shirt. The real point is, I mean, everyone can experience activism in their own personal way, but the real issue is, are we dealing with the actual issues? Like, a lot of that is glitter, not gold.
Right.
Gold. We don't want the glitter. You kneeling is cute and all, but does that change anything systematically? No, it doesn't. So if you choose not to kneel, I mean, I'm not going to die over it. I mean, you tore your ACL the next day because you said some bullshit.
That's not why he tore his ACL. Like, you can't sit here and correlate the two, Ty.
I'm not saying it was or was not connected, because your ACL was probably in the cards to get torn. However, you know, it didn't look good. And so I'm not saying you have to do that, because, you know, there are people in my neighborhood with Black Lives Matter signs in the yard. I don't actually have one in my yard. Doesn't mean that I'm less of an activist than the ones who have the signs in their yard, right? But I mean, it's just, I don't know. You have to kind of do things your own way. But
yeah, but if someone gave you a sign to put in your yard, and all of your friends put their signs in their yard, and you didn't, then you would look kind of weird, no?
I would look like kind of a jerk. Like, so I would do it, but I do feel like people have the right to express their activism. But I want the actual change. Like, I like the NBA kneeling is not helping. It's not helping this situation, is it?
It's really not. And I'll go a step further in saying that I am the guy. I don't want any sign in my lawn. Like, I don't want a sign at all. I'm wearing the t-shirt because I'm wearing the t-shirt tonight. Like, I don't need. First of all, I'm a black. Okay, let me stop. I want to say that man was wrong. What's his name?
Jonathan Isaac.
Wrong as two left shoes for invoking Jesus, who ironically was an unarmed black man who was killed by the government. Neither here nor there. That's a completely different story. And not being an activist. Okay, but like, I'm not like the lawn. Like, everybody's like, oh, let's put this sign in the lawn. Absolutely not. Don't go ruining my lawn with no signs.
But if you were in his spot, would you like? And if you felt a certain way, would you then take that stand for God? If you felt like that's what
I stand for the national anthem simply because I have to. If I didn't have to, I still would stand for the national anthem. I fight for people's right to stand or not stand. That is freedom of speech. Okay, everybody don't got to kneel. Everybody ain't got to stand. Everybody ain't got to. You watch the daggone game at home. Everybody's sitting down, eating, talking, minding their business.
Exactly.
People out here wearing flags as clothes. The United States flag code does not allow people to wear prints of the United States flag on their clothes. Y'all out here
mustard from the hot dog line.
I mean, slurping down them glizzies. And
I do have a question for you, William. Do you know any of your fellow servicemen who are offended by people kneeling?
Not one of them. And as I'll go a step further to say that when we hear colors about the plate at 4:30 in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the evening, we all run inside so we ain't got to salute the flag. And you can ask anybody on any installation. Ain't nobody trying to be found outside for that.
Speaking of the military, the Navy is facing criticism after video surfaced of a 2019 fundraiser at a museum where military dogs were unleashed on a man wearing a Colin Kaepernick jersey as a prop.
Go, here comes Raven. Raven is the museum mascot. All right, Josh, he's going to probably get another dog. Here we go. Here comes Callie. Callie's the oldest dog in the field, 9 years old. Josh's going to pick another one. Maybe, maybe not. Here we go. Here comes Storm, young buck on the field. All right. Here we go. Can Josh take more? Here comes Oplon. Smash some. I've seen Josh with 12 dogs at one time. All right. Here we go.
So yeah, it was not a good look. Not a good look.
Teaching them dogs to kill him on sight if they see him.
It's ridiculous.
Or anybody wearing his jersey.
That jersey. The Navy has since released a statement.
Of course.
about this, saying the inherent message of this video is completely inconsistent with the values and the ethos of Navy special warfare and the U.S. Navy. We are investigating the matter fully, and initial indications that there were no active duty naval personnel or equipment involved with this independent organization's event. So, Bill, how's this bad? Does this make the military
pretty official?
Does this make the military look bad, or you think it's just one bad apple?
The Navy look bad, but the Navy already looks bad because they have the most overweight amount of people on that vacation ship. So those are the type of things.
Vacation ship.
You say overweight people on the vacation ship?
Listen, 60% of the Navy is overweight. We expect it because
dragging the Navy.
Anybody morbidly obese? You're talking about
like Donald Trump, morbidly obese. These are the type of things we expect from the Navy. I tell you, the United States Army would never. The United States Marine Corps would never. Never. We leave that to those pansies in the Navy.
Jesus. It's a rivalry for real. Strong words. Ty, do you have any connections to the military?
Yeah, I use my military discount via William's name.
He does.
Smart. Speaking of cheating the system, Donald Trump, our president.
He looks so bad. Like, he looks like he has COVID and it's just unchecked.
The real reason Donald Trump didn't attend John Lewis's funeral was revealed yesterday.
I don't know John Lewis. He chose not to come to my inauguration. He chose. I never met John Lewis. Actually, I don't believe.
Do you find him impressive?
I can't say one way or the other. I find a lot of people impressive. I find many people not impressive. But no. But I didn't go.
Do you find his story impressive?
He didn't come to my inauguration. He didn't come to my State of the Union speeches, and that's okay. That's his right. And again, nobody has done more for Black Americans than I have.
I understand.
He should have come. But I think he made a big mistake.
But taking your relationship with him out of it, do you find his story impressive? What he's done for this country?
He was a person that devoted a lot of energy and a lot of heart to civil rights, but there were many others also.
I can. Others also, like
why? Why did he have to add that? Like, it was completely unnecessary. He could
a lot, but there are many others also.
I'm going to unearth the real reason. There were 3 former presidents that have higher approval ratings, even after one fumbled like the rescue of an entire nation of people, that still has a higher approval rating than him. That's why he didn't go. He was not invited. And W was there, Obama was there, and Clinton was there. That's why he didn't go. There's no way he could sit on the same show.
Donald Trump told you why he didn't come. He's like, he didn't come to my inauguration. I'm not going to his funeral. And
those are the first words out of his mouth.
The most petty thing in the world. And I did, and in Donald Trump's opinion, he's done more for Black people than John Lewis. And that's what he said. They should be celebrating me. I've done more for Black people than any other person. He didn't say president. He didn't say, you notice he didn't say I've done more than any president. He said I've done more than any other person.
In the same vein, he also said that he's done more for Christianity than Jesus the Christ.
Donald Trump, I mean, he has an ego I've never seen an ego like that in my life.
It's unparalleled. It's unparalleled. Really speaking of Trump, we're going to play a little game. It's called What Did the Trump Say? Did I hit that note? I hit it. I was so nervous I was going to be sharp.
I was so nervous.
Here goes the word. You guys have to guess the word. We know the name of this game. We do it often here. Let's give you a word and let's see if we can guess. You got one shot today, okay? Here we go.
Wait, what are we doing?
Guessing the word that Trump is trying to say.
Yosemite.
Yosemite.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah.
Yosemite.
Play along if you want to guess. If you want to guess the word.
What?
Is that one word or is it like a group of?
It is one word.
Yosemite.
I thought you said the Yosemite or something. What do you?
Bill, you want to take a guess?
Yo, I am really so unable. Like, what?
If I give you the full sentence, you think you can guess it?
Maybe. Let me hear it.
All right, full sentence. There we go.
When they gaze upon Yosemite, towering sequoias.
Yosemite.
That's it.
Oh,
Yosemite. What?
I got it.
Oh, my God. Today. Oh, that blessed me. Bless me.
Yosemite Sam. God, that's our president, guys. It's our president.
One more time. Can we get it again?
You want to hear one more time?
I want just one more time for the road.
Yosemite.
Moving on. Do any of you guys listen to Logic?
Who?
I do a little bit.
Rapper Logic.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
I don't
He had
know.
this mixtape or something that I like.
Yeah, he's from Maryland. He's a rapper. He's a little too late, I guess, for you to hop on now, Bill. He's retiring. He has actually
Oh boy.
just retired. He released his final album last week, actually a week and a half ago. Said he's now ready to be a great father after 10 years of rapping. Some people were very sad that Logic was leaving the rap scene, but some were happy, and that some includes former rapper Joe Budden.
Joe Budden, he always talks about. He always makes fun of him. I was like,
See, look, I like the symbolism of his album cover, if this is indeed the artwork.
He does have really good album.
Logic, float away from the speakers.
I think it's the other way around, Joe. I think the speakers are floating away from him.
I wouldn't doubt it, my girl.
My girl.
Hey, the speakers look like they would be floating away from this trash.
That's fucked up.
No, it's not. It's true.
You retired him.
And then
he's
he's going to try and soften it up, talking about, I'm going to go be a dad. No. We support that, nigga.
Yeah.
Be a father. Get Logic the fuck out of here.
Showing he's laying off the car
and
orange.
this is not personal.
No, it's
This is
personal.
not. No, it's not.
It feels personal.
He is.
It's personal.
He is and has been horrible for a long time.
Horrible?
Logic did not appreciate that take from his former colleague in the rap scene. And he spoke to Hot 97 about
This
it.
dude doesn't like me for whatever reason. He wants to say I'm not black enough, I'm not good enough. That has led, he's a person who's led to part of my depression at some of my darkest spaces. And he can take that however he wants. He could take it as, oh, I'm not in. Bro, your words, they may make people want to kill themselves, dog. And that's a real thing.
Yes, Logic is black. Yes, he's black. Why did y'all know this? Yes, Logic is black. Well, he's mixed, but yes, he's black.
oh, well, you're black enough, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Bill, you okay?
That's so much to unpack. You couldn't push the X button and block him? His words made you want to kill yourself?
And that was kind of Joe Budden's point, and he spoke to for some reason Lupe Fiasco about the whole thing.
You want to apologize to Logic?
Hell no.
You heard my man.
Lupe, are you starting my fucking work week off this way? No, nigga.
Why not, man?
I'm doubling down as soon as I get in there. I'm not apologizing. Exactly what he said is exactly why I said what I said. Lupe, I've never met Logic.
He said that.
I've spoken about Logic 6 times in my life.
That's a lot of times.
No, it's not. I'm 40. 6 times is not a lot. So,
On time.
so if your mental health is off,
Yeah.
because no one advocates for mental health the way that I do. If your mental health is off to the point that you would like to kill yourself
Yes.
over something that a stranger has said maybe 3 times the most,
Yes.
then there's some other work that needs to be done. That's all. You don't go on a promo run to discuss it.
But listen, I don't want.
I don't want anybody to die. I don't want you to die. I don't want Logic to die.
So
One thing I will say about that whole thing is Joe looks older than 40.
significantly.
And he looks like he's been hitting the bottle pretty hard at 40.
No, that's because he's not drinking enough water and he's always minding somebody else's business.
Another thing I'll say is mental health is a very serious thing. And I think a retirement is best for him because if someone speaking negatively about your music and your rap abilities makes you feel like you want to kill yourself, then it is very necessary for you to retire from the rap game. So congratulations on your retirement, sir. I hope all goes well with fatherhood and firehood, because it's a lot. And we wish him the best. I ran that little mixtape because I did enjoy it. So I thought he could rap, but I didn't realize people disagree.
Here's the issue I have. Joe Budden is I literally want to smack the skin off of his forehead because he's so foolish and he always got something to say out of his mouth. You put out one decent song. It was probably decent because you had good writers.
He was also on Slaughterhouse,
but by like default, it's like you want to go to the corner store and your mom's like, "Oh, you got to take him."
Punch on him.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that was my question, Dex. Thanks for participating in the show. My question was not, do you think he should apologize? Because he clearly said he's not going to apologize. But is rap the only medium, like seemingly that you actually get more credit for not apologizing? Like Pusha T never apologized to Drake. No one ever apologizes after these beefs when they go super hard at each other. And I guess this is, even though Joe Budden's not necessarily a rapper, does he have to apologize even though he's still kind of in the rap game?
No, apologize for what? His opinion about you put something out and he had an opinion about it. Just call him trash back. I mean, you think you can? If
He's sold significantly more albums than Joe Budden, Logic has.
If Logic can't rap, Joe Budden can't rap either. That's true.
Please, I've sold significantly more albums than Joe Budden. Like Joe Budden is on. Joe Budden needs to be slapped. He needs the taste bud slapped off of his tongue.
Why is Logic giving Joe Budden this much
power? Furthermore, I want Wasalu Muhammad Jaco to get off the phone being a nasty little one stirring the pot. Go on. Because that's what we're doing.
He said he told Joe Budden, he said, "Joe, you're not an artist anymore." And he went off and laughed. He said, You're part of the media now. You have to have some sort of self-control. But it was petty, very petty. Time for some updates. We're moving along. Show flows without Dex. Wonderful. Speaking of apologies, Terry Crews.
Oh, here we go.
Once again, apologizing to Gabrielle Union. This will be my third public apology to Gabrielle Union. If a fourth is needed, I will continue and push for reconciliation between the world and, more importantly, the culture I grew up in.
Girl.
I'm sorry, Gabrielle Union. Hashtag reconciliation. He's upset. Well, he's not upset. He's very apologetic, I should say, because Gabrielle Union said this on Jamel Hill's podcast. People hit me up all day and are like, what's happening? And the only thing I know for sure is that Terry Crews gets 3 checks from NBC. So I don't know if being worried about job stability, which, listen, we all know if you speak about racism and white supremacy, you absolutely can be shown the door. I don't know if that's the motivation, but based on his recent actions, do you really think Terry Crews was an ally, was helpful, was a sounding board? I think Terry Crews is showing us who he is and what he does during times of adversity and is not solidarity.
Can we not cover Terry Crews is ugly behind?
He's front runner for Stunt King of the Year. All right. Moving. Oh, Lord, not Terry Crews again. Oh, and Dion has a correction on the Joe Budden situation. He's saying he's a podcaster, not a member of the media. We're podcasters. We're all colleagues. That's our colleague.
We're all colleagues here.
Oh, these boys do a news show, okay?
Oh, yeah, we're newsmen.
These boys out here reporting the news.
We are newsmen, according to Facebook. There were reports that Tory Lanez had been deported back to Canada after allegedly shooting Megan Thee Stallion in both feet last month. But an alleged spokesperson for Tory has released the following statement to the Neighborhood Talk saying, quote, obviously Tory has not been deported and is self-quarantining with his family. This is a perfect example of false information being spread regarding this case, his whereabouts, and his character. He's in good spirits and looks forward to having the truth come to light about that night whatever that means, and wishes nothing but the best for Meg. So is Tory's career over, or you think he'll make a rebound eventually?
I want to know why we keep allowing all these foreigners to come in and swap up all our
Come on, be careful.
We got
tied that one up.
They come in. I'm talking about like these entertainment types.
Oh,
we got the Kodak 21 who beat up the person and got sent on back to England.
That's 21 Savage.
What did I say?
Kodak 21. You combine two different rappers.
Justin Bieber's in here doing what he does. Tory Lanez is another one comes shooting up our women. Bald as he was. Bald is the bottom of my chanclas down here, okay? And now he back in Canada. We need to. That's enough. That's enough.
And he was kind of making a little bit of headway there. They're saying career, he had one, blow his career up. Yeah, he had a little career. He got offered something by Apple for this whole quarantine radio thing that he started. Like literally at the start of quarantine, and that's gotta be gone by now. Like it's gotta be a wrap.
And I mean,
Homeland.
It's time, but I mean, he probably did get deported though, which would be funny. But it's time to go. Sorry,
Bill. You sounded 85 years old when you said Kodak 21.
We do have to. We have to get that whole story before I can decide what is happening with this young man.
I mean, what could the story be? Like she wrestled him for the gun and it went off. Like I don't understand what the story could be. Where
maybe she shot at him first. He snatched the gun and shot back. We wouldn't know.
Y'all think they was in there wrestling?
They was in there wrestling.
I don't think they were in there wrestling.
We don't know what happened. Like we need to know.
We don't.
Is it okay for us to write somebody off and we don't know exactly what happened?
I'm just saying, every time a Jenner or a Kardashian is around, a black man is going down.
Oh God.
Netflix has announced the addition of a number of classic black sitcoms to its service, including Moesha the Game, Sister Sister, and Ty and I's favorite show, Half and Half. Featuring DD, Big DD. And to celebrate the moment, Brandy has announced that she wants to give fans the Moesha reboot they've been waiting on.
Nasty. That's nasty. That is nasty.
Brandy, you have a seat segment for a reason, sister.
Speaking of Brandy, I do want to give you all a little bit of breaking news. Kim Burrell and Brandy and Jasmine Sullivan are going to do a record together. So, wow.
Nice.
Is there enough volume in the microphones to handle?
I didn't say Jennifer Hudson and Fantasia. Okay.
Look, literally Siri said I turned it down. My home boss said it turned it down. That's ridiculous. Are you?
I don't think we're looking for a Moesha reboot. I don't think, and I've literally, and not to be smart or nasty, I've literally never heard anyone in any of my circles in the last 20 years ask for a Moesha reboot.
Nobody.
They might have asked to see old episodes of Moesha, but
I think the Netflix dropping the old episodes of Moesha is more than enough.
Those never go well either. Like the reboot after there's already been a spinoff and significant time
Two
off.
important characters are dead. Like we want to move on.
Right.
Like,
The Parkers was the correct spinoff. That was more successful.
That was correct.
And then that ended. Like, if you want to bring anything back, bring back the Parkers. But kind of.
If you want to bring anything back, bring back the Parkers.
Yeah, it is.
I just don't think it's necessary. I think it's important that they create new content. There's more stories to be told out there, and I don't think Brandy's career is over as far as acting is concerned. And so I think that she can.
You don't think her career is over as far as acting is concerned?
No, I think Brandy needs to come up with something else. I like Brandy. I think she'd be good.
That's a take. Take of the day.
Take. I think Brandy. I like Brandy. I don't like Brandy.
She's okay.
I love Brandy.
She's okay.
I would watch Brandy in another show. Like I would watch that. But she has to find the right thing for her. But Moesha's reboot is not it.
It's not.
And Boy Meets World never had a spinoff. Like it's not like Boy Meets World was just a show. So
Girl Meets World.
Once they have a spinoff, it means the regular one was done. Like it's run its course. We're done.
That's usually what it means.
Pretty much all the time. Let Brandy sit back down in that seat. No one wants to see a Moesha reboot. Guys are killing Brandy right now in the comments. It's ridiculous. All right, time for Q and A.
It is time for Q&A. Your life sucks. Well, tell us all about it. We want to know how we can best fix your life. All right. Here we are working with Karen, Barbecue Babies. No, they didn't. And Toys R Us.
I know they didn't sounds interesting to me.
And what is about these barbecue babies? Like, tell us the good one.
What is this about these barbecue babies?
Like, what's happening over there?
Barbecue babies. Yes, it's strange. Let's. It's not as interesting as it sounds. Toys R Us. I know they didn't. Those are probably the two best ones. Working with.
Let's go with those two. We want the doozies.
We want the doozies, guys.
Bring on the doozies.
Dex, if you want to try to get back in again, feel free. Everyone's like, barbecue babies? What the hell? Yeah, we're not. It's not as bad as it sounds.
Can we get rid of that loud thing? Y'all know I can't see worth nothing. All right, how we? Oh, I can't zoom in. Oh, there we are. I live in a street with a couple of apartment complexes, and as you could imagine, parking is a nightmare. During quarantine, it has gotten worse with an E, to the point where we have a handful of people not parking properly and taking up twice as much parking space in order to save parking for each other. After weeks of frustration, I decided to give in and follow the trend. I live with my mom and my two siblings, and we each own a car.
Ooh, that's a lot of cars.
That's a whole bunch of cars. Unfortunately, my job ended up closing down due to the pandemic. Therefore, there's a lot of run-on.
A lot of words, girl. Just get to the point. You could just skip that one. Go ahead.
Okay, blah, 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 blah. 2 weeks ago, here we are. This lady in our neighborhood had an altercation with my mom because of our parking situation. The funny part is that her family is one of the people who first started doing this even before quarantine. Okay, we brushed it off, blah, 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 blah.
No, keep going.
Okay.
You brushed it off. And fast
What's
forward.
going on here? Like, what is this? What's the point?
Right. We brushed
it off and fast forward to today. I was going to drive to pick up something to eat. Go ahead.
I was about to drive to pick up something to eat, but then I realized one of my tires is extremely flat. Oh, see. Upon further inspection, I realized that my tire had this weird metal piece sticking out. I know the bare minimum when it comes to cars, and I don't know if it could simply be bad luck on my part or if someone intentionally sabotaged my property. Am I better off assuming that they did or did not slash my tires?
We don't know. We weren't there.
Let me tell you.
I guess you're better off defending. Well, because you don't want to get taken advantage of again.
Go ahead and slash the 2 more tires because insurance covers 3, not 4. So no, insurance covers all 4 tires. Go and slash the rest of them tires. Call up the insurance company and tell them somebody slashed the tires. Get some new tires and move on about your business.
Well, maybe if you slash their tires and then they come to you about it, then you would know they slashed your tires.
Right, like you can't fight. Why you ain't putting blood in people's mouths?
You don't want to put unwarranted blood in people's mouths.
That's all too random to me. I don't have any advice for this person.
All blood is warranted.
I say you slash their tires, and if they come to you, then they know that. Then you know that they know that your tires were slashed. And how would they know?
Right.
So there you go.
All righty.
All right. Bill, they said sound like your block.
Ooh, they wasn't saying sound like my block. Okay. She was replying to Fatima. That ain't and I carries lead. I ain't slashing nobody's tires, okay? Do understand that. And ain't nobody.
All right, so we might be able to get 3 in today.
I ain't buying no house without a driveway because I'm not fighting none of these people for parking.
And I done paid too much money to be fighting. All right. Hi. I have 2 kids. 1 girl who's 8, 1 boy who's 5. About 6 months right before quarantine started, I noticed one of my
wow.
I noticed one of my toys was missing. We rarely go into that box, so I didn't know how long it was missing before I noticed. My partner claims he did not move it. I checked back on it semi-frequently after that, and it was returned a few weeks later. We haven't touched it since. Fast forward to now. I randomly looked in the box last week and noticed that same one missing again. It's 8 inches. Today, while I was checking to see if it had been returned, it occurred to me to also check our smaller stash place.
Oh, stash.
In the bedside table. And yep, sure enough, the 6-inch one is now missing too.
A couple blades on.
Ask spouse, he says it's not him. We lock our bedroom door when we are out of the house since the first incident for this very reason, but it seems like whoever is doing it is now brazenly doing it. How do I address these kids? I'm so embarrassed. What is going on in your house?
How do you address? We don't know.
If you have a kid, if your kid found a sex toy, how would you?
They like the 8-inch one, and these kids are 5 and 8. I really hope that they're not taking these things, and if they are, oh my god, like y'all need to lock this stuff up.
But if your husband is taking these things,
you think the husband's taking them and doing what with them?
Having sword fights.
Well, wait a minute. If they locking up the door and the kids ain't got no keys to the door, where else is they going?
You say the husband using them with somebody else?
Where would the husband keep them if not in the room?
But I'm saying we gotta do some processes of elimination. Let's use logical processes.
At Lucy's house, that's where they go.
I wouldn't address anything with the kids. I would start locking up my shit.
Well, they said they locked the door. What else you want them to
do? Lock it up good. Put it in the closet.
Here's what's happening. I'm gonna tell
it in the lockbox next to the gun.
She think it's the husband, and she want us to confirm or deny whether or not it's the husband. Ain't no way your 5 and 8-year-old children are going to your room acting crazy like that.
Shaquem was with me. She said it's not the kids. It's that man forgetting them at that woman's house, at Lucy's house. You right.
You recycling your sex toys with somebody while you cheating?
And well, wait a minute. See, now that brings me up another question, because what you got to...
Dex, are you here or not? What you doing?
Of course I'm here. I'm here. I just want to
finally
with the guys a little bit. I want to talk to you guys.
Hey, Dex, we miss you.
I know.
Not that much though.
No, I've been seeing the comments again. I've been seeing the comments and getting the text messages. Y'all struggling out here, but I'm sorry.
We struggling.
Oh boy.
That's what they told us, that this was one of the best run shows to date.
Okay.
I
let y'all take a look at these text messages. They say differently. I'm just saying.
Let's take a look at that lighting that you got in the house.
Oh.
Anyway, Dex, you're interrupting the show. We'll see you later.
I'm here for the rest of the show.
Did you want to chime in on the dildos, Dex?
I'm gonna leave that alone. Go ahead.
It seems like you came on right in the nick of time.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna leave that alone.
And you ain't got no kind of visual. That little icon is ghetto, child.
All right, let's read one more since we got time. Since we got Dex.
Can y'all please, for the love of God, get us to the point without all of this talking and all these words? God, the people don't be trying to hear all of that. I have only been at this animal hospital for a few weeks. They know.
Is this an animal?
Animal hospital.
Did the animal write this from the hospital?
Oh, gee. I don't have the time to play these kind of games. Jason, is this you? Are you behind this?
No, I didn't either. I just thought it was funny.
They know I have zero experience with being a receptionist or knowing anything about animals.
Unqualified.
I've been trained with a really nice lady the first week. Then they transferred me to the hospital side with Karen.
Oh.
During my first interview, I was told we have a lot of headstrong personalities and didn't think much of it. Literally anything I do, Karen has something to say about how I do it or is insanely rude. She yells and I feel like she talks down to me. I ask about where a certain medicine is. She yells in front of everyone. I said it was on the left.
Oh, nasty.
Okay, wasn't that nasty? She tells me a story about her family and I ask a question. She states at me.
I got stares.
Oh, okay. It's supposed to be stares. She stares at me a solid 30 seconds and says super snarkily, well, honey, he's 8 years old. She's always huffing and puffing too.
It's a random quote.
That was real random. I've always been super nice and try to engage with her also.
Too many qualifiers.
I just thought about how random that quote was.
Well, honey, he's 8 years old. What?
Okay.
I get straight to the point.
It's only 2 paragraphs left.
That's the problem. I've even asked another coworker, hey, am I talking to her the wrong way? Her response is, well, she's from up north and is just blunt.
Canada.
Personally, that's not a valid excuse. Karen is a lead receptionist. Well, there's no way it's really not working with her. I've been out for a week due to COVID suspicions, and I'm so anxious about going back soon. I do enjoy seeing the animals, and I know there's BS in every job, but I get racist undertones. Can I report this to HR if there's no direct evidence? I don't want to make things worse or get fired. I'm just here to do my job. Okay.
You know what's weird to me? And I will say this before we kind of get into it. Like, people know that the people who do this show are some of the nastiest and weirdest people on earth. Yet you guys write to us from these like perspective of passive people. I wouldn't have let Karen get away with this shit. I wouldn't have, like, the very first comment, like, I would have laid her out, like, simple as that. And so, like, for you to let this go on and ask our advice, you know what we're going to tell you, lay Karen the fuck out. Like, you're telling HR for what purpose?
So what would you have said when she said, it's over there to the left?
Something nasty. Trust me.
Real nasty.
Something real nasty.
I definitely think the B word would have been included in that too. Like, it's at some point, like, I gotta match your disrespect. Like, you're not gonna be disrespectful to me. And then I think they're trying to be disrespectful to you because they know that you're gonna run to HR. I'm not gonna run to HR. I'm gonna cuss you out first. You're gonna be running to HR.
And that's what's gonna happen.
Exactly. You're gonna tell HR on me. I'm not gonna tell
that.
I'm gonna be explaining
that. I'm telling you. You got to teach people how to treat you, okay? So people only do what you allow them to do. I assure you, the way I'd have strung them words up in front of all of them people, HR would have already known that I was in the building. I don't care whether you from up north, down south, out east, or out the west. You talk to me like you got good sense. If you would like us to fix your life, put the graphic back up.
Sorry.
RealTalkLive.com/questions. And do, ma'am, please, sir, cut straight to the point. Don't qualify us so much. Thank you.
Get it out, Wiz. All right. Time for just a time. This is
BS reports, but all right.
Next BS report is after just a time, always.
I mean, we thought we were skipping to the good part, but okay.
More dangerous. You guys tell me which one of these is more dangerous. Contestant number 1 is our good friend Andrew Caldwell. Sorry. Andrew Caldwell. Wow, just wow. I was at a red light and was attacked by 2 random white men who called me N-words and all. I do not condone violence. However, when my life is in jeopardy, Drew will come out. Here is evidence of Drew.
His ass ain't going.
That's the dude that was working at the store. The one that was a gay and he.
You can't. Right.
That's the dude that was working at the place, Kiki. The gay dude that was on the news in town.
And not the. And he got the nerve to have church music playing, and you over here
It's a mess.
Andrew was getting beat up at first, but it's like he came out
Definitely getting trashed. She was on the ground.
Andrew won with the blue shirt. Now the blue shirt was winning at first.
The blue shirt was all on top of Andrew, wearing him out.
Putting blood all in his mouth.
It's more important that you finish strong, but he was kind of getting that working first.
But the thing is, if you posted that, why don't you just edit it to the part where you were actually winning? Why would you post it?
I was skipping that part. I got beat up in the beginning. Like that didn't happen.
People got stuff about Andrew, right? Yes, Andrew was fighting. If you didn't see, he was getting his skull drug the first couple of seconds in that video. If you want to take a look one more time.
You can't get past like who?
That's the dude that was working at the store. The one that was a gay and he.
You can't. Right.
That's the dude that was working at the place, Kiki. The gay dude that was on the news in town.
And not the. And he got the nerve to have church music playing, and you over here.
He was playing work.
He was getting his head bashed against the ground. No,
did y'all see how slow he was swinging? He was worn out.
Was that more dangerous than when Ty went to the shooting range?
What you mean? Oh.
Ain't gonna play around, period.
Oh, my shoulder hurt.
Damn.
My shoulder hurt.
Sir, you're going to have to stop. You are blowing the holy hell out of my ceiling. All that smoke and stuff is from where you're shooting that gun with no stop, and you are all that stuff. You're blowing the living daylights out of my ceilings. Okay, thank you. And I don't know who let you in, but you cannot shoot this gun without a stop for it. This gun doesn't have a stop. Okay, but please, you have done massive amounts of damage to my ring. Okay, you can't do that here. Please.
They said this was the ceiling. Is that what he said?
Yeah, he was killing the ceiling. He said that was the birds on top of the roof. Look at the smoke. I'm gonna show you 5 seconds. Just look at the top of the roof. You'll see the smoke coming from the roof.
He is doing structural damage. That because I bet that she all on live talking like, yeah, my man, the shooter.
A shooter.
Oh, yeah, he's killing it. He's like, sir, you're doing mad. I don't know who let you in here, but you're doing massive amounts of damage.
But this
to my
reminds
ceiling.
me of the Andrew Caldwell thing. Like, why when he was shooting and you were saying like he was killing and so forth and so on, like that's your video. Why would you keep the video going and post it when that man comes over there and says like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you should have cut it at that point.
Because she wanted to embarrass him. She low key wanted to embarrass him.
She wanted her baby dad to see. He really not a shooter.
That's what it is. I think
Cole
was more
birds that killed.
No, that were actually the birds. That was just a joke. I think Cole was actually still more dangerous. I wouldn't want to get beat up by Andrew Cole.
Jason, were those birds from your personal archive?
Who should spend more time in prison? Moving on from that, Dex, that haterade. Contestant number 1, another coughing Karen.
Please get away from me. We're calling the police.
Call them.
Call the police. Call the police.
Is this your car?
Call the police right now. You're going to jail, ma'am.
You're a fucking asshole.
You're going to jail, ma'am.
You don't go to jail for not wearing a mask, you moron.
You just coughed in my wife's face. You're going to jail, ma'am. I'm actually I'm gonna keep her here. Hey! Watch out! Watch out!
That was good. I didn't stop it.
I'm screaming. No,
I'd have knocked them veneers clean out her head.
Wait, why are we talking about her? What did she do? I know she coughed in the man's face, but when Bob ran his ass behind that car, like, you were dead wrong. Like, she should have ran you over. What are you doing?
I'm gonna keep her here. No, you're not, because she's
I'm gonna keep her here. They both got charged. They both got charged for that whole incident. Both people.
Oh, they both got charged.
Yeah, they both got charged. I guess.
I would have said call the police because they got to pick this bitch up.
Absolutely.
You got to get up. Call the ambulance.
Call the ambulance. They have to pick her up.
Is that person, should she spend more time in prison, or the guy who we're getting back in the car, than this person who had it out with the Burger King employee?
In fucking jail for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life.
Sir, you are on camera right now?
First of all, when your hair was blowing like that when he was yelling at you, you should have swung first. So that was your that was your fault. His hair, like, he was literally yelling at him so hard that his hair was blowing back.
In fucking jail for robbery and stealing stuff. So she needs to get the fuck out of here before I get her put in jail for the rest of her life.
Sir, you are on camera right now?
Man.
See, I wear glasses, and my glasses would have fell, and I would have hopped over that counter.
When he would have leaned in with all of his hair, I'd have just drug him clean across that counter and put his face in that grease.
He tried to walk out.
I would have grabbed him, and now let me stop. I'm not.
Dog walked him all through that Burger King. You hear me?
Walk the dog. Walk him like a dog. Walk him like a dog.
For their job, like you can't. Like, you work for Burger King. That's not worth it. Like, you got to throw hands.
There's no other excuse. He's been charged as well with assault. So
no, please. That would have been a dual charge, because I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
It would have been just like the last incident. Cops charged both of us.
Like, people really know who to do stuff to.
They had charged him with assault. They had charged me with assault with a deadly weapon.
Battery.
Yeah, I'm getting a Burger King. I'm sorry.
Absolutely not.
So who should spend more time in prison?
That man.
That man who slapped that poor man with his hair.
And it just, like, that was just too much. Like, that was too much.
It's a lot. Poor guy. Poor guy. You think he got a day off for that? Like,
no, they probably gave him an extra.
Not only didn't he get a day off, he had to finish the shift, and they were laughing about him. The general manager John said, "He did what?"
Let me see the video.
Yeah, when the night crew came in, they said, then they said, couldn't have been me.
He probably tried to tell somebody about to do, and they were like, "You better shut up if I get that man to step you again."
He hit him with the "I need more fries" drop, please and thank you. They was like, "We ain't dropping no fries. We gonna call that
man." That's so mean.
Sometimes we slap somebody so hard and their face be all stiff.
Oh, you know that hurt. You think he touched it? Like, you know, you get slapped, so you try not to touch it.
Yeah, he had to look for them glasses. That's what he had to do.
You know, he had that little sting on the side of his face.
Some glasses were treated. Them things was gone.
Jesus.
Like in the Rugrats when Chucky lost his glasses and he stepped on them. Oh no, my glasses.
Tommy, I can't see.
I can't see.
Dropping all that dirt behind the counter. Oh boy.
Worst decision. We got this is the last category. We got two contestants. The first contestant is a woman who decided to interrupt a children's birthday party. I think this is in Philadelphia.
Playing victim. Let me tell you, that definitely didn't happen in Philadelphia because they'd have stomped her head clean in. Okay.
Sure didn't happen. No, that didn't happen in Philly or Baltimore because that went that way.
That's in Miami or like Atlanta, somewhere where they care. That didn't happen in Philadelphia.
It was a children's birthday party, and she went to take pictures, I guess, to report it to the police.
Ain't Philadelphia.
And that's what happened when she decided to do so. Was that a worse decision than Magic Johnson, who forgot to wear a mask after he got off of his yacht in Croatia?
All right, thank you. Keep moving. Keep moving. Fall. All right.
Can I get
Ooh.
I think the worst decision was on those people's part because shouldn't they be wearing the mask? Because don't he got the virus?
He doesn't have coronavirus.
I wouldn't know about that.
This virus is not transmissible through air, Bill. That's insensitive. I think Magic Johnson made the worst decision there. There's a lot of people you don't know who has it. It's a lot of people.
I think the white lady made a pretty bad decision because that was dangerous. MAGA Johnson has money to survive.
You just call him MAGA Johnson?
Magic. My face is sewn together.
Oh, I thought you called him MAGA Johnson. I'm like, what? Is he MAGA?
Johnson,
what?
no.
That would be funny too.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, will you say Dex? Dex?
Are you there, Dex?
But Magic's immune system is also compromised. I said Magic's immune system is already compromised, so he should be more careful.
Yeah, and he's in advanced age. He's in that demographic of people who could easily just die from it.
But on a serious note, none of the people in Croatia had masks either.
Okay, that doesn't mean that they don't have the virus.
We are still in the midst of a pandemic, so shouldn't everybody be wearing masks? Or is it just America where, the government?
He docked his $750 million yacht.
Jesus.
Goodness gracious.
I guess that he was renting from
who I need to sleep with to get one of them?
Magic.
Bill, they're very upset with the way that you characterized. Can you apologize?
Nope.
The views expressed. No, I'm gonna stop.
Let's move on.
All right, that was just a time. It is now time for Ty's BS Report.
Oh, Dex is back. He could do his own.
You know what? He's not here.
Dex, are you here?
No.
Okay. In honor of our great friend Dexter, we're going to do Dex's BS.
In honor of him, did he die? Like what?
Are you here, Dex?
His power died. You know how we do this? We do one of these stories is true, two of them is not true. You guys are going to guess which story is true.
Oh, Dex, that internet is struggling. Beat you until you catch one.
Pixelated.
I'm trying to give my man a chance. No.
You're right.
Okay.
The views expressed by those of William Mayer do not.
Oh, he's like all the way back there. Listen to him.
I'm telling you.
We had that conversation 5 whole minutes ago.
Okay. Anyway, so our first story is a dead body was found in Georgia alongside a pair of train tracks. And in Georgia, the police are not allowed to mess with dead bodies until the coroner gets there. But when the coroner got there, they actually discovered that the dead body was actually a sex doll. So they think that it was a prank, but they are not quite sure. Our next story comes from you to us from Oklahoma City. In Oklahoma City, 2 police officers actually shot one another in an attempt to shoot an unarmed Black person. This person was coming from an Apple store, had just purchased an iPhone. When he heard that the police were looking for him, he took off. He tried to hide. When the police officers saw him, they opened fire. Unfortunately, they hit one another, and one of the officers did not make it.
I'm tired, please.
That was insulted.
That was and last but not least,
we had one lie confirmed.
Time for seats.
Actually, that story is funny. Since we're all interrupting and not letting me finish.
Go ahead, Ty. Finish. You finish.
Finish.
No, you already threw me off. Let's move on. What's funny about that story that I just read is someone posted that on their Facebook page as if it was a real story, and I opened that up and I'm like, why would you post this? Like, you know, this isn't true.
And people probably eating it up too.
Sharing it.
But they said like it was like dead serious, a real story. And so like I can actually send you guys the article, which was I read the article and I'm like, this is bullshit. So I tried to like confirm it and I'm like, that story didn't come up at all. So that is the false story, but Jesus, y'all let me finish here.
The art to the BS report is that you always got to leave a little to the imagination. When you said one of the cops died, I said, oh no, he lying now.
No, that's serious. That was the actual story. I'll send it to you guys. The story is false, but it actually was written in an article and shared on Facebook as if it was a real story.
I would have believed you if you didn't say that he died, because something like that would happen in Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma.
All right.
So that was Dex's BS report for the week, even though it was half done because you guys interrupted me. I'm not as good as Dex. I can't take y'all interruptions.
I thought you said
Huh?
I thought you said 1 truth and 2 lies. Though I had to guess what was true.
Oh, the first story was true.
Oh, okay. I guessed it. All right.
I was about to come up with another lie.
Time for seats.
Let me go real quick. I want to see Comcast and I want to see Pico. And let me tell you another thing. I was in Wawa earlier today to get a drink, and this guy was like, aren't the coffees $1? He's an older white guy. Aren't these coffees $1? The lady was like, no, they're not $1 anymore. So I'm like, she's like, do you not have like $1? And he was like, no, I don't have it. So I'm like, here, I have $1 for you. This motherfucker turns around to me and goes, I don't need your money. I'm like, well, you need somebody's money. So it pissed me off. Today's just not been my day. And that's it.
Wow, he ain't want your little money. Your little dollar. Keep that little dollar.
But he was counting out pennies.
He was helping with the national coin shortage.
Spare me.
My seat's going to go to Dexter and William for a little segment we were supposed to be producing last week as well as this week. No. But I did not receive any correspondence over the weekend after being guaranteed so.
Why did you ask us for them?
Well, I couldn't because there was a life-changing event that had taken place. So
the seats aren't negotiable, Bill. I forgive you, but
I'm not apologizing for your nasty Neanderthal self. I don't want your apology.
Most of the seat goes to Dex. You're just sitting on his lap. So there you go. Okay.
I'm going to see you guys for interrupting, thinking I made up this ridiculous story. But if you can see here, I did not make this story up.
We believe you.
Read your Facebook, your phone screen. Put your little iPhone XS up there, your 10S.
Jason, I have bills to pay. I can't be buying no new iPhone. And children to take care of.
Look, I got kids too, dog. Okay. Bill, do you have a seat?
I don't have a seat. I just want to ask that you all pray for my family this week. But I do want to support. I didn't give my All Worlds Apparel plug today, so here we are. All Worlds Apparel actually made this shirt.
Amen. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. It's been a great edition of Bro Talk. Dex, thanks for tuning in. I hope you get your power back All of your Chick-fil-A ice has melted, I'm sure.
Yes.
Do you have a puddle like seeping out of your freezer right now?
I don't want to look. I'm afraid to look, actually.
Dex, you're going to open it and it's going to splash you right in the face.
And I'm gonna let it sit right there and call maintenance tomorrow and be like, "Hey, look, there's a leak in my apartment." And when they come look at it, I'm gonna say, "Look, right there is a leaking because y'all let this power go out yesterday."
It's a hurricane, a natural disaster.
Is the power back on?
The power's back on, but Comcast is now out, so now I'm outside doing Bro Talk Live.
The people want to know: did you just confirm a second child?
I was thinking the same thing. You said children to take care of, but I didn't want to spoil your business.
No, I always tell you guys, my kid is so much work that she's 2 and 1.
All right,
he means the children that he teaches because Ty's the teacher. That's what he meant.
Speculation arises. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Market 9 months.
Yeah, for some of these other boys to have babies before we start popping out multiple babies.
These other boys?
These other boys. The other boys in the little news show.
Y'all best start tipping and dipping, all right?
Jason, say the part about, like, do you guys have anything else to add before we leave? Oh, well, since you asked, I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who listened to Industry Friends Love Stuck, especially to my guys, Jason and Ty, who both shared their stories. And I've received a lot of great feedback from theirs. Very different stories. And I thought it was really cool that the two of them actually shared some of the same advice on the show as well. Industry Friends Love Stuck wherever you listen to podcasts.
Amen.
Yeah, that was a really good one. We enjoyed doing it. We enjoyed listening to other people as well.
Absolutely. All right. For Dex, for Bill, for Ty, this has been an edition of Bro Talk. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you saw your comment on the screen, we appreciate you. If you weren't able to join us live, just join us live next time and participate in the show. We will see you guys next week. We out. Boom. I can't hit the button. Oh, shoot. I can't hit the button. Boom. Yes.